Guys, what's up? How's it going? It's John, Gamester81. First off, I found one. I can't believe it. I got lucky. I want to say a big thank you to my brother Greg up in Seattle. He went on launch day. This thing came out, the Nintendo Classic Mini came out November 11th, and he came out and found it day of. I couldn't believe it. And he called me up. He's like, John, I got one for you. It's an early Christmas gift. So thank you, Greg, for hooking me up. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do a review for you guys. I wouldn't be able to check it out myself. I've had this for a little while, a couple days now, and I want to just kind of check it out and before I did a review for you guys. So the Classic Nintendo Mini, I think a lot of us know at this point, the thing is near impossible to find as of filming this video. Hopefully Nintendo will work on their distribution for this unit where it's easier to find by Christmas, because I know a lot of you guys want this thing. And there's conspiracies out there that Nintendo is actually deliberately holding off on how many they release to kind of build up a false demand for it. And if that was the case, that'd be really disappointing, because people are paying $300, $400, $500 or more for these things on sites like eBay. So I caution you guys, be patient, please, because this thing is certainly not worth that much. For $60, it's a decent deal. You get 30 built-in games. So what I'm gonna do is I'm doing an unboxing for you. I'll show you what's all included. There is a really cool poster, and of course I'll show you some gameplay, the menu screen, how this thing works. I'll share my thoughts at the very end of the video as far as my thoughts about this unit, because there are some things I don't care for about it, to be honest with you. Thanks for watching, guys, and let's take a closer look. First thing I want to show you is just the box. Really cool, very old school. It talks about some of the games included, and you know, obviously shows the system. The system is very, very small. In the box, it's hard to tell how big the system is, because even though the box, it looks pretty decent size. It's smaller than that. I'll show you in a second. Here is, it shows you kind of definitely handheld, not literally, but you can hold it in your hand. It's in 3 different languages, so you have French and Spanish and English. And these are the games that are included. So you have Balloon Fight, Bubble Bobble, Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 3, or I'm sorry, Double Dragon 2, rather, The Revenge, Dr. Mario, Excite Bike, Final Fantasy, Galaga, Ghosts and Goblins, Gradius, or Gradius, depending on how you want to say it, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Mario Brothers, Mega Man 2, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, or Gaiden, Pac-Man, Punch-Out, featuring Mr. Dream, so that's not his Mike Tyson version, Star Tropics, which is a really fun game, Super C, not Contra, which is kind of disappointing. I love Contra, but Super C is a good one nonetheless. Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, Tecmo Bowl, not Super Tecmo Bowl, but Tecmo Bowl is good nonetheless. I think it's probably because of the NFL licenses, I'm sure. And then Legends of Zelda and Legends of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. So overall, a great collection of games, not just Nintendo first party. You got some Konami games in there, you got some Tecmo games in there, Capcom, which is great. So a lot of variety. You know, it'd be cool if they came out with a second version, maybe a Model 2 version of this. That'd be really sweet. And then on the other side, it talks about the Nintendo Classic controller. So controller feels great, other than the extension cord is super, super short. So here's also what it comes with. It comes with an AC adapter, and it's USB adapter. So that will work with any wall adapter. Has some information about My Nintendo. It gives you a code you can redeem, and I guess you can register the thing. Nintendo Classic warranty. Different boring warranty stuff that I'm sure 99.9% of us never actually take the time to read through it. This is really cool, though. This is a poster, very, very old school poster, kind of like they would release back with Nintendo or some of the games, you know. So it's Nintendo poster. Now you're playing with powers since 1985, and it's got the old advertisement, which I think is really cool. And look at the gyromite. Even the box, the label there looks different. So this is a very early picture, and this is how to hook it up. Pretty easy. As far as instruction manuals for the games go, there is a QR code in the menu of the game itself for the system, and you can just scan it on your phone and download the manuals. So here's a closer look at the system itself. Let me just compare it to the size of the original Classic NES. You can kind of see it's about a quarter of the size. It does have the same plastic feel. It is fairly light, though. It's not nearly as dense or heavy, obviously, as the Classic NES, the original one. This button does turn. This is the power button. It turns on a red light. Reset button. It's not a soft reset like the original NES did. It actually just goes from the game to the menu screen. So it still keeps the power going, and it basically saves your spot of the game while you're playing. You have 2 controller slots here. I wish it was USB. They actually decided to go with their proprietary connection, same one that you would see on the Wii controllers and the nunchucks. Kind of disappointing that they went with that because if there wasn't USB, you can use other controllers fairly easy. Unfortunately, here you have to purchase a Nintendo product or a Nintendo authorized product. This thing does not open up, by the way. On the back, you have HDMI out, your DC in, and that's pretty much it. You have these soft rubber things at the bottom, just like the original classic NES when it came out. Overall, pretty cool little deal. And then here is a closer look at the controller. The controller is great. It definitely feels like a classic NES controller. Only thing I don't like about it is the cord is extremely short. It's about, I don't know, maybe 2 feet, maybe a little over 2 feet long, which is not long enough. And they have third-party companies that make extensions for the cables, which is kind of disappointing. You have to pay $8 to $12 for a cord extender just to be able to play the game, not sitting super close to the TV. That is definitely a letdown. But overall, the controller is great, and it handles really good too. It's got the rubber buttons, start and select, B and A. So when you turn on the system, you have the list of games. It's very similar to like a Netflix-style menu board, very easy to get around and navigate. You can change the way the games are listed in order. You can hit select and it will change basically by publisher. You can do it by year of release. You can do it by alphabetical. You can do it by 1 or 2 player games or most recently played. So there's several options. Love that they show the box art. There are no any additional bonus things. So there's no behind the scenes that you can unlock or anything like that. What you see is what you get. 3 different options: CRT, 4:3, or Pixel Perfect are the 3 filter options. You can do demo settings, demo if you don't play for a while, so demos. You can do auto shut off, all that good stuff. There's 8 different languages they can program. You can use legal notice, which is always fun to read, not really, and manual. So if you want to know how to play a game, you can QR codes, screenshot this, and it'll pull up the manual for the game, which I guess is a good way of doing it. But they should have really put that into the system itself, in my personal opinion. Let's go check out some games. You can listed by publishers. Here, just hit select by title. I think overall the game selection actually is pretty good. The game menu theme song, I'm recognizing it, but I'm not sure what game that's from. So if you know the game, please leave a comment below. Let me know. Here's a display. And let's go check it out. Now, it also, when you start a game, there's 4 different save slots. So you can have, you can save a game, hit the reset button, and go back to the menu. We'll start a new game here. Punch Out. This is a game where lag is important, because if the buttons are lagging, this game is very, very hard to play, obviously. And it looks good in HD. You can see it looks good. Nice colors, all that good stuff. And I'm not noticing any lag personally from the controller. When some people have mentioned that there is some lag, but I'm not noticing anything major anyway to affect gameplay. And see, I have that thing at the very bottom floating. That basically indicates it's my save spot, so I can actually go and save that if I want, or just start a new game and it'll automatically erase. There are 4 save spots for every game. I can lock it as well, so no one can delete it. You can unlock it, or I can move it over and just hit A and then just save it, save a new spot for it. So when I start again, that's where I can choose to continue from. This is a 4:3 filter. So it's a little bit different than Pixel Perfect, what I just showed you before. And here soon I'll show you comparison so you can kind of see all 3 going at one time. See the comparison for visually how it looks different. Kirby is a great game. Love Kirby Adventure. It's a great game. And the Game Boy port is awesome as well. I also want to show you another filter. We'll show you the CRT. This is probably my favorite. This makes it look like it's playing on a classic television game. We'll check out one of my favorite games. We'll check out Tecmo Bowl. I wish there was Super Tecmo Bowl on this, but I'm sure because of the NFL rights and the names and stuff, they couldn't use it. But a great game to play 2-player with. You can see there's subtle lines there making it look like it's on an old school monitor. That's the idea on my kickoff return here. I'm playing in Seattle because that's where I grew up, but they're terrible in this game. Oh, he's going to the 40. The 50. The 40. The 30. Oh, pretty close. Now what I'm going to show you is a comparison of all three filters going on at the same time. Let me know which filter you prefer. This is a matter of preference. Well, in conclusion, what do I think about the Nintendo Classic Mini? Well, I give Nintendo an A+ as far as box design. It's really cool. You notice that the box design is very similar to the action set, which came out very cool. There is a PAL version as well that they released. It's a little bit different, and I think that's really sweet too. A little different box design. So A+ in box design. It's very nostalgic for us. It tugs at our heartstrings for sure. Unit design, I think it's really cool. It's very small. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. To be honest with you, I give them an A on that. Game selection, I give them A+. As far as how visually it looks, I'd give it like a B+ or so. Distribution, F-. They've really dropped the ball on the distribution, and that really, I think, turns off a lot of fans for Nintendo, including myself, because I'm not going to go out there and buy this thing for a crazy amount of money. That's just ridiculous. And to be honest with you, you're better off, if you're going to pay a little bit more money, you're better off getting like a clone console like the AVS, or I heard there's actually a new NES clone, HD clone coming out that's going to be around 50 or 60 bucks anyway. And you're better off buying something like that so you actually play additional games, or just get a Raspberry Pi, which is basically a device where you can load ROMs and emulators on, and you can just put thousands of games on it, which is essentially the same thing, but it's a lot more variety. So very cool for collector reasons. I wish the cord was longer. It's just really disappointing that the cord is so short. They literally, third-party companies are creating extensions for the cord. And the fact that you have to do that is pathetic. Why didn't they release a second cord? They do sell a second controller. It only comes with one. They do sell a second controller for $10, but those things are even more hard to find than the system itself. Some stores got none. Most stores got one. So those things are going crazy. They're going for like 100 or more plus on eBay, which is crazy. So overall, my advice for you, if you're having a hard time finding this thing, be patient. I'm sure eventually, hopefully, it will come out for you in your market. But be patient. And at the end of the day, a lot of these games were available on the eShop anyway. And I'm sure if you guys are retro fans, Nintendo fans, I'm sure you played most of these NES games anyway. It is cool that it's an HD. That's awesome. But overall, it's a good unit, but definitely not worth more than 60 bucks in my personal opinion. Please leave a comment below. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Thanks for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for sharing this video. That's awesome as well. We'll see you guys soon. Take care and game on. First off, guys, thank you so much for watching. Also, please subscribe. That means a lot. And if you want to stay in contact, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I also have a website, Gamester81.com, and I have t-shirts available to help support the show as well. And those are available at chopshopgoods.com.